In this video, we will be explaining how to get your accommodations registered with the Office of Disability Services, and we will go through the JMU ODS websites as a visual guide and reference.
The first major step to getting your accommodations is to fill out and submit the proper documentation to JMU ODS. But before we start filling out these documents, we must first establish the ODS guidelines for the documentation of a learning disability.
After being officially diagnosed with a learning disability by a licensed psychologist or disability specialist, you must submit to JMU ODS the documentation or clinical evaluation from that professional diagnosing a specific learning disability and the need for accommodations. While we are going to address each of these requirements for documentation step by step, we heavily encourage you on your own to completely read through all of the information listed on the ODS websites being shared. When you have the proper documentation or official diagnostic report from the psychologist or disability specialist, you should double check that this report includes all the necessary information required by ODS.
First, this report must include the proper qualifications of the evaluator. This information should include the evaluator's name, title, and professional credentials. This could be information about their license or certification, as well as the area of specialization, employment, and state or province in which the individual practices.
Second, the documentation provided must be currently accurate and up to date. If the documentation is outdated or inadequate, you may need to update your evaluation report and get retested to see if there is an ongoing need for accommodations. Getting retested is quite common for students entering higher education or new schools.
Third, documentation must provide an assessment of you, including a diagnostic interview, an assessment of aptitude, academic achievements, information processing, and a specific diagnosis. This assessment will also include test scores and a clinical report summarizing the professional's comprehensive evaluation process. This should include the evaluator's ruling out of alternative reasons for academic struggles, an indication of how patterns in the student's cognitive ability, achievement, and information processing reflect the presence of a learning disability, an indication of the substantial limitation to learning or other activities presented by the learning disability and the degree to which impacts the individual in the learning context, and a reason why there are specific accommodations needed and what accommodations have been used prior to the testing.
Finally, the psychologist or disability specialist must provide their recommendations for specific accommodations and their reasonings for why each accommodation was recommended.
Assuming now that you have your official diagnosis and documentation, it is time to fill out and submit the Disability Accommodate application on the JMU ODS website. You should put aside at least 30 minutes of your time to fill out this application. And if you come across any issues along the way, you can always email disability-svcs@jmu.edu or call 540-568-6705 during business hours.
Next, open the link provided to the JMU ODS website and click on the purple button that says Disability Accommodate Application. You will be brought to a form where you will fill out all of the relevant information needed.
Congratulations! Now that you've submitted your application, it is time to wait for JMU ODS to review your application and decide your eligibility for accommodations. Your application should be reviewed within 15 days of submission, and you will be contacted by ODS to your JMU email with the instructions for your next steps.
Thanks for watching this video. We hope it helped. If you have any further questions, you can always reach out to the Office of Disability Services. Be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you.